Hello, dear students. Today I'm going to talk about critical reasoning, and the topic is weakening the argument. So let us understand. So, first of all, you should read the passage, and the passage is a team of pediatricians recently announced that pet birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other age group. The team's finding was based on a study showing that the majority of all birds bites requiring medical students. Today I have picked the topic related to critical reasoning, and the subtopic is weakening the argument. So this is question based on weaken the argument, and weakening type of question is based on assumption question. Weakening type of question is based on assumption question. And what is an assumption? So assumption means an unstated statement or a hidden premise. Fine. So let us read the passage. Actually, this passage is known as stimulus. So the passage is also known as stimulus. So first of all, what should be your role? Your role is to justify the argument. So once you read the passage, and your job is to justify the argument. So let us read the passage and try to understand this question stepwise. So the passage is a team of pediatricians recently announced that pet birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other group. The team's finding was based on a study showing that the majority of all birds bites requiring medical attention involved children under 13. The study also found that the birds most likely to bite are cocktails and parakeets. So first of all, your job is to read the passage. Once you read the passage, you should try to get the intended meaning of the passage, and then you have to justify the argument. And what should be the first step? The first step is read the passage and pick the intended meaning of the passage. So here, intended meaning of the passage. So in this case of reading the passage, you have to also pick premise and conclusion. So once you go for the step 2, pick the argument. Pick the argument. What should be the step 2? Picking argument. Argument means premise plus conclusion. And generally argument comes with the base of logic. So now picking argument. So here premise means a piece of information based on fact. So in this passage, the premise will be pet birds are more likely to bite. Sorry, this will not be the premise. The premise will be a study showing that the majority of all birds bite requiring medical attention involved children under 13. So this part will be premise. Okay. And next line, the study also found that birds most likely to bite are cocktails and parakeets. So this is supporting a statement. However, the premise part will be from here. A study showing that, and this part, pet birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other age group. यानी जो पेट बर्ड्स होते हैं वो ज्यादातर छोटे बच्चों पे जिनका एज ग्रुप 13 होता है उनके ऊपर ज्यादा वॉर करते हैं rather than people of any other age group. So this is what? This is conclusion. Okay. So the argument is this, like a study showing that the majority of all birds bite requiring medical attention. So your first job is to pick the argument and then pick the keywords of premise and pick the keywords of the conclusion. So now we have picked premise and conclusion. Then read the question stem. This part is known as question stem. So which of the following, if true, would most weaken the pediatrician's conclusions that birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other group? So you have to go against of the conclusion. to weaken the argument. And what is the conclusion in the passage? The conclusion is that birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other age group. So let us read the choices one by one. I'll pick the worst or the most irrelevant choice first. See here. Most parents can learn to treat bird bites effectively if they avail themselves of a small amount of medical information. See, this is out of the context. This is talking about like parents' ability to treat birds bites. However, in the passage, there is no discussion of parents' ability. Instead of that, it should be related to like biting of pet birds under the age of 13. So this is out of the scope. Next, most bird bites in children under age 13 that require medical attention are far less serious than they initially appear. So this is what? In this case of option D, it is only picking the age group of 13. And if you go with the premise shows that, in fact, conclusion shows that pet birds are more likely to bite children under age 13 than people of any other group. So this is talking about only one group of age, right? And this one, most parents. So this is talking about a specific information which is related to parents. Therefore, it is out. D part is also out because of talking a specific group. However, in the conclusion, which there are two groups. So E and D out. What about C? So many serious bird bites affecting children under age 13 are inflicted by birds other than cocktails and parakeets. So if you look at this one, like affecting children is under age 13 are inflicted by birds. Inflicted by birds means it is, this is related to all birds, all birds. So it is out of the scope. Why so? Because in the passage, it is talking about only two birds, specific birds, other than cocktails and parakeets. So hence it is out of the scope because of this reason. Next, the majority of bird bites resulting in the death of the bitten person. See, this is the severe case of death of the bitten. However, there is no such context which has been discussed in the passage related to death. Therefore, it is out. So E, D, C, B out. A becomes the logical answer. Then how it becomes the logical answer? So more than half of bird bites not requiring medical attention, which exceed the number requiring such attention, involve people aged 13 and older. See, this is talking about both the age. Involved people aged 13 and older. And this is against of the information that not requiring medical attention. Fine. And the premise talks about requiring medical attention. And this is talking about not requiring medical attention and covering both the age group. Therefore, A becomes the more logical answer.